Welcome to a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Just got back from a little ride and retarding myself from all these calculations that I've done over periods of time from what people have shown me, shared with me, and what I have calculated from their own. So in the first one, this video will come off of Jane Jana. Okay, and what I like about this video is I can do something and show something about this video, what happens in numbers. And what happens in these numbers is what was created not by me, but recreated by me because the other person could not show up. They buried him. Nostradamus. This is where I learned this basic technique. Now, it may come from others, but I don't know everything. I only know what I find. So here's what happens to this. We're going to work on prime numbers. I think I'm going to show you what's on the screen first. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 7. These are the prime number he shows. Now, there's a discrepancy because there's some comments down here that say different. In the single celerity group, we have the group of 1, which look at the way the 1 divides between all these numbers. This group over here entitles other numbers that come into it. 21 and 10 come together. Okay, here's what happens. This one is 1, this is 2, this is 4, this is 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. 2 is alone. 3, 4, 5, 7. 5 is alone. Notice 5 and 2 alone. Those are numbers that say 1/4 Earth's heart. Here, the same as 1. These two positions come alone. Remember, 11 coming into the 10 group, 10 plus 1, all zeros equals 6, we get 17. 5 times 6 is 30. All zeros equals 6 equals 37. 7 times 3, 7 plus 3 equals 10, 21 equals to 31 plus 6. Every time you see a 0, add 6. 41, 5 times 6, 5 plus 6 equals to 47. So what I'm going to show you now, and show you towards this book over here, in which I'm going to turn it around to make it a little bit easier. Is that fine with you? And here's how it happens. We begin with 1. 1 is the center of a relationship. The relationship of 1, okay, starts right over here by the 5 position. This is where 1 takes place, in this position. But what happens is this signification here is prime. I need a set of numbers here, a set of numbers here, a set of numbers here reversed, and a set of numbers here. Then we divide everything by the space, just like there's space here. And in this space area, we'll show you that there's 4 parts, meaning 1 will come up in 4 different parts. But we have to understand, okay, that in a triangle, okay, I'm going to design this right here and show you. In a triangle, that once I put a dot over here, right? Once I put a dot over here, I end up with this diamond square. Once I put a dot over here, I end up with 3 and 1 and 3 and 1. But this is part of, because this here, diamond sitting this way, is actually 8 or 4 complete areas. Here's 9 areas to complete it, and this one is much larger. 4, 4, 4, and 4. This was created from 12. This one is created from 9. So if we see a clock and want to understand the clock, it's 8. 8 times 1.5 equals to your 12 that surround. If you add up 1 to 12, that equals to a total of 87. That equals to a total of 78. Understanding that 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 equals to 5. Understanding that 8, 9, 1, 2 equals to 0, 10, because they made us throw the penny in the garbage. Okay, so we're going to go back to understand this rotation. But when we have this design, encompassing this design, what actually happens is we have no choice. I'm going to design this for you and show you that we have absolutely no choice. Okay. Well, this is not working, this pencil. And we have no choice but to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we have to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we have to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we have to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it took us 4 times in order to create this. 4 times 9 equals 36 inside this because they all overlap. Now, if you did this again in a perfect scenario, okay, we would have to do this over here. Now, this is the size I'm doing it because we need to have a center point line over here. Now, if we did it, we would actually come up with 4, 4, 4, and 4. That is your 16 that creates this scenario. So to put your square, this square, inside this 9, the only way to actually do it is to create this size over here. This is the only way this can work in this design. And this design will add on 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 10, 15, 20. And that's your relationship, understanding what your 20 is. It's 20, and 16 on the inside is your 36, 360 degrees. If you were spiraling out, it would be 10 parts. So now we're going to go on to this scenario here, where 1 times 1, 1 plus 1, equals to your number 3. Number 3 is now prime. Understanding plus and minus equals to 3 and 1, plus and minus 2 and 4. 2 and 4 will create your 6 and 8. 2 times 4 plus 2 plus 4 will create 6 and 8, and the separation is your 7. We're not going to get in. Right now, I just want to show you how these prime numbers are no longer prime numbers. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3. 3 and 4 is 7. 1 times 5, 1 plus 6 equals to 11. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 equals to 13. Now we're skipping over the 2 and every other number, okay? Because we're finished with these numbers. We're finished with these prime numbers. So the basic prime numbers, okay, of 1, okay, 1 is nothing because 1 is a separation. 1 is the separation. 1 separates, creating area space, okay, surrounded by 4 parts of area space, noting that the center is valued at 50, noted as the bullseye, and 25, that circumference is it, the green zone, red and green. Red is shared to all. So we have all these numbers. You take away your 1 prime, okay, which becomes here. Here's your 1 and 3 prime. Here's your 5 prime, back to your 1 prime. Here's your 7, back to your 1 prime. Here's your 1 and 5 prime. This one stands for Mars. This one stands for alternate current, Earth and Mercury. This one over here is Saturn inside Mercury. Here's your 13. This one will now create 2. This one will now create 4. So you're actually setting up with your addition only. Okay, not multiplication, because multiplication, we now work with letters and numbers, you see, but I'm not going to go into that with you. I'm just going to show you all these prime numbers. 2 times 7, 2 plus 7 is now your 23 prime. 4 times 5, 4 plus 5 equals to your 29 prime. Also, 2 times 9, 2 plus 9, again, will create your 29 prime and create the 360 degrees in which your 9th planet and your 2nd planet, Venus and Pluto, come to create your 360 degrees. 7 is your gateway. And in the first one, 11 is your gateway. 29, 11, 11, 11. 23 equals 5. 29 equals 11. This equals 7, 11. That is the coming of the gateway, and that is inside the game of craps. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 is the same thing as 1 times 5, 1 plus 5. This one now equals to 6 and 5. This one over here equals to 6 and 5. But in this one over here, 6 times 5, 6 plus 5 equals to your 41. All zeros equal to 6 because of what goes through the red eye. Remember, whatever goes through the red eye, right? 1 goes through 5, the center I showed you on the calculator. Now here, 3 times 7, 3 plus 7 equals to 21 and 10, 31. The minus equals to 11 equals again 4 and 2 scenario over here. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is created over here and again over here. So all these numbers work together. So the truth is the only number that cannot be created in the top 50 is number 4 and 3, but is recreated inside 1 and 2. Inside 1 and 3. Both 1 and 3 both possess, okay, this fractional number over here. Okay, right here. The 1 and 3 both hold this number, and it's top left to bottom right. Remember one thing. I'm going to have to show you this one picture. Do I have this one picture? Let me turn this over. Yes. The above and below theory of 180 degrees. You can go around 180 this way, but if you're going around this way, you go into the sky, okay? Then what is between the sky and the earth, and then what is underneath the earth, okay? So it's 180 degrees above, in which you have to understand what is from the top to the bottom. You count that as 90 to here and then 90 down. So your 90 is in the top part. Your 90 is in the bottom part. That's your 180 degree split. Life in the clouds is one part. Life over here. So it's 45, 45, 45, 45. Remember, we're buried 6 feet down. Okay. This is just a basic scenario. Now, I'm not going to get into the Einstein, Abbott, and Costello. I will show you that. But what you do have to understand is that the only real prime number, okay, is 43. How can we make number 43? Okay, we cannot make number 43, but 43 is understood over here. How 3, and just add one area, will create your 43. But we also have to understand that when we meet this design here, or this design here, this circle, okay, is half above the line, half below the line. Therefore, the corners, okay, of your pyramid, the complete corner has to be under the ground in order to complete it. And your final corner here, directly below the ground, or directly on this angle. I can't explain it. I don't really know much about math or geometrics or anything. I just know how the numbers come together, and the numbers is what makes everything perfect. Raphael, in the beginning of understanding the difference of all, thanks to Einstein, Nostradamus, Jung, and all the psychological men and women that are out there showing me what I should be doing, I understand. Thank you for watching this video.